Hello, dear children of class 8, and welcome to yet another online class of general knowledge. Dear children, today we are going to talk about on a topic that is very important for you all as the upcoming generation. Dear children, today we are going to cover the 10th lesson from your GK book, and like I told you, it's very important for you all. Futuristic clean power concept. Futuristic clean power concept, and the keyword here is clean power. You see, dear children, the world as it is today would have been impossible to imagine if it would not have been for fuel and power resources. Ever since human beings first learnt how to tap into nature for for power or fuel, we have made remarkable progress in the field of science and technology. Every machine, every gadget, every scientific marvel that we see today is due to the presence of power or fuel, right? But as Mahatma Gandhi once said, the earth has everything for our need. Earth has everything for our need, but not sufficiently everything for our greed. You see, we started developing scientifically, we started developing technologically at a very fast pace. But to ensure the pace, we also started exploiting indiscriminately the fuel and power resources of nature, especially the fossil fuels. Our transportation, heavy vehicle, machinery, today everything is dependent on fossil fuel, right? Coal, petroleum, natural gas. They are found under the earth. We learned how to tap into it, and we have been continuously pulling it out. But doing that, I think we have forgotten a very basic thing about that. They are non-renewable. You see, you might have learned it in geography that resources are usually of two kinds, especially when it comes to fuel and power resources. There are two kinds: renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are those resources which can be filled again once they are finished. They are called inexhaustible resources also, because they cannot be finished. As more we tap into them, they can self-generate their depleted resources, and they will be full again. But there are non-renewable resources also, which once finished will either never be formed again, or it will take another million years or so to form again. The best example of that is fossil fuel. And with this particular fossil fuel being the non-renewable or exhaustible resource, it has become a cause of worry for us today, because the time, I think, is not very far when there won't be any coal, petroleum or natural gas to provide us with heat, with energy, and the fuel for our technological advancements that we have made today. Then where would we be? This is one thought which has been killing many scientists for over the years. By killing, I mean it has got them worried. Many scientists have started working towards conventional sources of energy, non-conventional sources of energy, towards the sources which will not be finished. And they are working on developing new modes of gadgets which would be in particular powered by either solar energy or wind energy or any other kind of energy, but not fossil fuel. We are doing this so that we can reduce our dependence on the fossil fuel, and most importantly, we can save the coming generation from the trouble of not having the fuel, right? So with that thing in mind, many gadgets, many technological marvels have been developed in order to generate and utilize clean power. In order to generate and utilize clean power. Clean power, not only they are inexhaustible, but they are called clean power because of one very important reason: they don't create any pollution. You see, fossil fuel, no matter how good they are, how important they are, how much we are dependent on them, we all know that one of the major defects of fossil fuel is that when they burn, they release lot of smoke, lot of harmful gases, which causes air pollution, which is harming our atmosphere, which is rapidly causing many kind of respiratory diseases in people around. So you see, people are already suffering because of that. But once the clean power, that is the non-conventional resources take over, we will have power, all the power that we need. We will never have to worry about it finishing. And most importantly, it will not cause any pollution whatsoever. But currently, scientists are working on three very important power norms. They are, first of all, solar power, or you can say solar energy, wind energy, and tidal energy. Not only this, scientists are also going out of the league to generate power resources from very unconventional sources, from the kind of sources which have not been imagined. These three sources are currently showing, the solar energy, wind energy and tidal energy are currently showing lot of progress, hence I have mentioned them. But in the chapter that we are going to do, we will be studying about the devices or gadgets that have been developed by the scientists which run on the concept of clean power. So let's go with it. We'll do it in the style of name the following as usual. Now let's see. Number one, this human-sized structure invites people to run on it for exercise. The structure generates energy as it turns. This energy is passed to illuminate street lights. As you can see it in the drawing, it's actually a giant hamster wheel. People are invited to come on it and people run on it as a part of exercising. But when they run on it and they turn it, it generates electricity. That particular electricity is used to power the street light, and this particular gadget is known as green wheel. G-R-E-E-N, green, W-H-E-E-L, wheel, green wheel. Now let's look at number two. It uses wind power, one of the cleanest and greenest alternative sources of energy. Just 15 small home turbines fitted in the house can provide enough power for the family of 4. Means if you fit only 15 of these in your house, and if you are a family of 4, then all the gadgets, all the equipment that you have on electricity can run, and it utilizes, as it is mentioned here, wind energy. Wind energy is one of the cleanest and greenest forms of energy ever. So this particular gadget or device is known as wind cube. W-I-N-D, wind, C-U-B-E, cube, wind cube, one of the cleanest and greenest source using device. Number 3, fitted with solar panels, this unmanned aircraft or unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, you people in short know it as drones, can fly continuously at high altitudes to carry out projects that cannot be performed by satellites in fields like measurement and communication. This particular unmanned aerial vehicle is not a passenger vehicle. It is used for geological and scientific projects which cannot be done with the help of satellite. And as it is UAV, it means it is controlled from ground, and instead of using any other fuel source that normally aircraft or ground drones use, this particular UAV uses solar panel, means it taps into solar energy in order to get the energy requirement, and it can fly continuously at very high altitudes. This particular aircraft name is very simple, solar powered aircraft. solar powered aircraft. The very concept of solar powered aircraft came from the satellites itself. You see, many satellites, they are already fitted with solar panels, due to which they are able to work in space for many years without the worry of any kind of fuel usage. They simply, whenever the battery drains out, they open up their solar panels and they charge up with the help of solar energy. So same concept was used for the solar power aircraft. And dear children, in fact, scientists right now are working on producing a commercial aircraft which will be able to carry passengers across large distances, fly at great heights, but most importantly, it will not use up the precious fossil fuel. Instead, though, that particular aircraft will also run on solar power. Scientists are continuously working on that. So let's look at number 4 now. This is the last one here. A large number of turbines are set along busy roadways so that they can rotate by wind from passing cars to generate energy to power public utilities like streetlights. You see, dear children, the concept here is very simple but actually very genius. At the side of the road, large turbines have been set up. Large turbines have been set up. Now these turbines are electricity generating turbines. Now whenever the turbine turns, it generates electricity. But these turbines don't turn by any other means or power. Instead, they simply turn by the wind energy produced by the passing cars. You see, when the cars move on the roadways at particularly good speed, they give out a lot of wind movement. There is a lot of wind movement. With the help of that wind movement, these turbines turn. As you can believe that in city sides, the roads are always busy, so you can understand these turbines turn continuously to produce electricity. And that electricity, dear children, in turn is used to power public utilities, that is public electrical services like street light. And this device in particular is known as Voltaire vertical turbine. Voltaire vertical turbine. So dear children, here are 4 of the devices. Very futuristic. It means they have being developed. Okay, they are being developed. They are not into mass use yet, but once they will greatly reduce our dependence on the fossil fuel. Number 1 is green wheel, GREEN WHEEL wheel. Number 2 is wind cube, WIND wind, CUBE cube. Number 3, solar powered aircraft, SOLAR solar, POWERED powered, AIR air, CRAFT aircraft. And number 4, Voltaire, VOLTAIRE, Voltaire vertical, VERTICAL, vertical turbine, 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 Voltaire vertical turbine. So my dear children, as you can understand, these devices and many of such devices, these are only 4, but there are many such devices which are being developed to reduce our dependence on the fossil fuel. They are very important. They are very important because, like I told you earlier, time is not far when fossil fuels will get depleted. And as they took millions of years to form in their present quantities, they will again maybe take millions of years to form, or who knows, due to the changing geological and structure of the earth, geological composition of the earth, they might not form again ever. That time, what we will do? What we will do with all those bikes, super bikes and supercars and aircrafts and fighter jets that run on fossil fuel? What we will do with them? They will be useless, right? So before that time comes and we are left unprepared, our great scientists, our great thinkers, the geniuses, they are already working to make sure that the gadgets are in place which can reduce our dependence, which can act as substitutes for fossil fuel. And in fact, if you look at a fact here, the scientists are also developing something called bio batteries. Bio batteries are futuristic batteries that run on natural materials. They use special enzymes to break down and extract energy from cellulose. Cellulose is found in plants. Cellulose is found in plants. It means all you have to do is maybe put a leaf or put a branch or put a stem in it, and the enzymes present in the battery will break down the cellulose present in it and produce energy, and that energy will be used to power the devices which are currently running on battery also. So let's hope we live to see these gadgets in use in future. Thank you very much. Stay safe, and don't forget, dear children, you'll have to write all this in your notebook with their names. All right, thank you.